A vehicle carrying the Army's Deputy Chief of Staff. Police say the bombing appears to be the work of a Tamil Tiger rebel. 2 military escorts and a civilian passerby were also killed.
Libya's Supreme Court is still weighing an appeal brought by 5 Bulgarian nurses convicted of intentionally infecting hundreds of children with the HIV virus. The nurses are appealing the acquittal of Libyan officers they accuse of forcing them to sign confessions. The nurses and one Palestinian doctor have been imprisoned in Libya for the past 7 years. All were convicted and sentenced to death in May 2005. But in December of that year, the Supreme Court overturned the convictions and ordered a retrial. There has been intense international pressure, including from the US, for the medical workers to be freed. Still, the US says it'll proceed with plans to re-establish diplomatic ties with Libya. For more, we turn to Omar Turbi. He's a Libyan-American businessman and expert on relations between the two countries. He joins us from Los Angeles. Thank you very much for joining us. It's a difficult situation, this, for the Americans and the Europeans, isn't it? Because they have to be seen to allow the Libyan courts to be doing their work, even if they disapprove of the case.
I totally agree with you. Thank you, Max, for having me on. We all know that the essence and fairness of the trial have been totally lost. You know, we have 5 Bulgarian nurses and a Palestinian doctor that have really anguished for 7 long and hard years. It's time to have a fair conclusion, and I do believe that they will come home. It is important, however, to recognize... Go ahead.
Just summarise for us the defence case, because as I understand it, there's evidence to show that HIV was in the hospital where these people were working already, and that's been the establishment, really, of the defence case so far. Is that right?
Well, I'm not going to go... I don't want to get into who's right and who's wrong. I think it's time for a conclusion to the case. It's very important to recognize that the nurses have anguished and the doctor has anguished for 7 long years. It's important to know that there is over 400 AIDS-infected Libyan children that are carrying the AIDS virus for the rest of their lives, 51 of whom have died. In all fairness, the Libyan courts have done a great job and must be allowed to perform without any warranted demands from the United States or the European community. The U.S. Under Secretary David Walsh and Secretary Condoleezza Rice, in all honesty, have committed a mistake by interfering in the case. We have no business politicizing a legal matter. And I hope that this case will be concluded by the end of August. I do have some recommendations that the nurses be taken out of the detention location that they're at, which is really not a bad place, to be honest with you. It's a villa inside a prison of some kind. They're treated really well. There is parallel talks between non-profit groups in Libya, as well as representatives from the EU, as well as Bulgaria. And I'm hoping by the end of August there will be a conclusion. There will be a set amount of money that will be set to pay these victims. As we might know that there has been about $150 million that has already been allocated by the European community. They should actually establish a commission of 5 trustees, 2 of whom would be Libyans, 1 from the EU, 1 Bulgarian, and I recommend that they get someone from outside the area, let's say an Asian. Okay. These 5 individuals would decide how much would be paid for these victims and what would be done to care for them for the rest of their life. And I think that would really give us a nice and a fair end to this whole ordeal that's been going on for a long time.
Okay, Omar Turbi, thank you very much for joining us. A very complex case.
Thanks to you.
A United Nations employee wants officials there stripped of diplomatic immunity. It's a legal long shot, but she wants to take her case to the highest court.